Newton Rigg, a college specialising in agriculture, and today the Cumbrian venue for a referendum ding-dong with a rural feel. Putting the questions, farmers, students, local people, here to interrogate two MEPs on different sides of the EU debate. Conservative Sajjad Karim for Remain, and for Leave, UKIP's Stuart Agnew. Each has 30 seconds to make their case.
The opportunity that we get in the single market is far too much to walk away from. A huge British achievement like that abandoned by us. No. The certainty, a great leap into the unknown, is not going to help our economy. Influence, if we don't have influence in our own neighbourhood, that is not going to help us on an international stage.
So over to our audience.
I don't see how UK can have significant influence in the EU because it's just one of the 28 countries within the Union.
We have one of the largest economies in the world. We are either the fourth or fifth largest. We are holders of a UN Security Council seat. We have amongst the highest number of MEPs in the European Parliament. That means in our neighbourhood we have real influence.
Can you put hand on heart and tell me where the economy will be in 2 years' time if we stay, given the mess there is in Europe at the moment?
As a 4-year-old in 1974, I saw the lights go out in the United Kingdom. Today, as I stand before you, I'm very proud to be from a country that is the fourth largest economy in the world. And we have done that whilst being members of the European Union.
What's to stop the EU then saying when they thought about leaving? What's to stop them making it harder for us to farm?
What has to happen then is that the negotiated settlement from the Prime Minister and the whole programme of reforms that we have put in place, and some we have already delivered on, actually have to be delivered.
So enough of Remain milking the audience. Next up is Leave.
I'm going to tell you, you've had the best of the CAP. For those of us who remember what it was like in the 70s and the early 80s, what you've got now is very different, and it's going to get worse. You will see the support continue to fall in real terms. You will see it more and more difficult to access, and you will see more regulation. So, for example, these cows here, in 3 or 4 years' time, in order to claim your subsidy, you may have to prove they're emitting less methane year on year. This tractor, you may have to bury its exhaust behind the plough. That's your future.
If we don't have our single farm payment, if we leave, we can't carry on farming with no sheep and no single farm payment.
Right, as regards the single farm payment, George Eustice has said, he's the DEFRA Minister, it will continue. You may not believe him. David Cameron, the Prime Minister, who is on the Remain side, has said at the CLA conference, it will continue. Boris Johnson, up in this part of the world, said it will continue.
I produce beef, sheep and arable. And quite frankly, without that market, my business would be in a far, far worse place.
France and Spain are not strong economies. They can't afford just to turn their backs on Britain because we wouldn't be in political union with them. They will want to trade. We really do hold the whip hand here.
How can we be sure that the many millions of pounds that Europe have given land managers to look after our land will continue if we come out?
It is getting larger. And every time another country joins, it's a poor country. That dilutes your farm payment because they take out more than they put in. So you've got Albania, 2 or 3 others of the old Yugoslavia, but crucially, one day, Turkey.
So have minds been changed?
It's kind of opened up my eyes to both sides of it, really, and it hasn't really helped pick which to go for, really.
I'm still undecided after it all because I feel like they just went round your questions, they didn't really answer it directly.
Well, this lot looks happy enough, and hopefully we've also given you, the voter, something to chew on. Next time we'll be in Newcastle, where we're putting the questions of small businesses as the big vote approaches.